Hello everyone, I'm ExtraCheesy87 and this is Let's Play Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Part 26. In the previous video we did trial stuff. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't recorded this game in a week and I've barely recorded anything in the week before that. I've recorded like maybe 3 videos in the last 2 weeks. Been kind of not a good time for recording here lately. I have no clue what's going on in this game. I know we finished like the first half of the trial because they hit us with, I thought we were going to go to an investigation and they said actually JK trial part 2. But I don't really remember what we did. I guess we kind of established that he was not poisoned with the coffee, but probably a stamp that maybe exists, right? Vera seems pretty tense. Oh yeah, we established that she was the forger and the dad was just the go-between. I can't remember if because I remember being mad potentially about the idea that the 12-year-old was the one negotiating with the mob and the dad knew nothing about it, but I think they established that the dad was helping. Even though originally they say that he wasn't. I don't know. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Perhaps you could begin by telling us how it all worked. How did you set up this Drew Mission Forger persona? There's that stare again. He's drilling more holes into his head. I know it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. What's hard? God damn it. Nobody's hard, Trucy, alright? I'll have you know there's no hardness. No hard. Very well, miss, if you would. Did you really make those detestable forgeries? Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Were you the one who painted that painting, the remarkably similar one? Yes. I painted it. Father praised me quite highly for it. Oh, she was the one who made the forgeries! Not the F word. Yet she did not wish to reveal the truth of their operation. The victim was a stand-in, a decoy. The world at large, he was the forger, not her. I've done a bad thing. I have, haven't I? I mean, not really. Art forgery is not a real crime. I'll say it. Regardless, we need a little more information. It's only like a crime if you're like, I mean, if you're like stealing the original painting and then saying, I painted this. I don't know, if you're just like painting a drawing of it, or like a good imitation and you convince rich fucks to buy it, like fuck them. I don't care. Like, yeah, it's technically fraud, but like fraud's a made up crime depending on what it is. About, for instance, this. Because I'm just saying, if you know, try and buy an expensive painting and learn that it's a fake, well, too bad. I don't care. I have no sympathy. Okay, maybe I have a little sympathy, but like I don't think it's like a real. It's not a very serious crime, I guess. You have seen this before, yeah? Yes, it was in the desk drawer. Very well, you may proceed with your testimony. Oh, it's everything you know about this envelope. Because I guess it's like mainly my opinion is that like the people who are going to be buying like paintings that are well known enough for you to want to forge in the first place have enough disposable income that like who cares if they get scammed. I created them and Father sold them. This envelope came after my first work. That was other than a painting. Father handled the deal, all of it. Now, yeah, if you were forging evidence to be used in criminal trials, yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking bad. But, just paintings, though? Maybe if you just don't... I mean, I think she did say that they forged evidence, right? I think that's been established. I received the stamp that was in the envelope. It was after that job that was moved to the current studio. We moved to the current studio. There certainly was much of great interest in your testimony. Not that the witness realizes it. Very well. Please begin the cross-examination. How do these work? I need more information about this forger. This Drew Misham. So, these things you were making, you mean paintings identical to other paintings, right? The closer they were, the happier Father was. But also, apparently not paintings. I was happy too. Still, you're quite young now! When did you begin this work? My first painting sold when I was 12. Your Honor, she had no idea that what she was doing was illegal? Easy there, little attorney. You're not here to defend her for the crime of forgery. True! Please tell us more about this envelope. This envelope that very well may have killed your father. By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point? Yes. But Father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings. For instance? For instance, a letter someone had written, or a fingerprint left upon a cup, or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter. Yeah, alright, I mean, like, I feel like this guy deserves to die. No, this makes it sound very innocent at all. And the $100,000 promised in the letter was the start. Beginning of a new industry for Drew Misham. A new industry? The creation of items to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words. But at the same time, if you're like 12, I don't know if you can really be held accountable. Like, if you're 12 and you live in an extremely sheltered environment. And plus, she's not on crime for forgery. Or she's not on trial for forgery. So you didn't know how the things you were making were being used. I enjoy painting very much. I think I understand. The Fräulein has lived in an unusual little world. Can you tell us what happened to the papers that were in this envelope? Father signed them and sent them back, I believe. Did he follow the instructions? Send in the unclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. This is a rather important matter. Give your answer some thought. I received the stamp that was in that envelope. Alright, I gotta like look over all the evidence again. Because we're in extreme debuff territory because it's been so long. Because I do not remember the facts of the case. And I don't remember what's been established. And I don't remember who I am. Where am I? Help! Help! It's alright. What did it say in here? Send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. What do you mean you received it? Did I do something wrong? You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison on the back. Atroquine. Why would she think there was poison on it in the first place? I'll mome at her forehead. You can't force an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps, would you tell me, Fräulein Vera? Why did you receive this stamp? Something wrong? It was beautiful. Ah, you mean it was one of those commemorative stamps? Maybe it had one bald justice on it. Yes, I think it was. You didn't know about the poison. I guess not. But the trap failed by chance, by mistake, thanks to this commemorative stamp. Quite the close call! Okay, so it was not that she knew it was poison like they were saying earlier, which was a little ridiculous, because she was 12. You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is? Yes, we saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. The single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mr. Misham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large. When we had to meet someone for some reason, Father posed as the creator of the work. That was the real essence of the artist Drew Misham. You did the work and he supplied the face. Oh, you really didn't know anything, did you? I had no idea how much danger you were in. Apparently not. About this commemorative stamp. Can you tell us more about it? It was very pretty. And more than that, it was a picture of people I liked at the time. This is something new. At the time. Was it like the Power Rangers? Apparently we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. If you'd be so kind as to continue your testimony for a line. And she just writes, "You suck at air guitar." Blows him out. Does so much mental damage that he concedes the case immediately. A picture of my favorite magicians. Magicians, eh? I love mysterious things, I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat. You're confusing mysterious with freaky? Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. See, isn't magic great? Yeah, great, sure. No need to get all excited. But the magic troupe we saw disbanded soon after. I was quite sad. Did she just say what I think she said? Magic troupe? Now where have I heard that before? Everyone knows the country only has one magic troupe. That envelope came after she completed her first job. That makes it a letter from her client, whoever wanted a forgery made. Apollo! We're close. We just have to piece together the parts. A deadly weapon in a red envelope, and the path it took to take Drew Misham's life. Alright, so let's think through. What the hell has she told us? She has told us that the letter came in, and she kept the stamp because she liked the magicians. So the stamp was not used to return the letter. Send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. Maybe there were 2 stamps. You can't prove that there weren't 2 stamps. I guess I'm just kind of like, so that means he wouldn't, if he didn't use the stamp, then either he disobeyed orders and just used a regular stamp and nobody cared because who cares? Or, well, I guess they care because they tried to poison it for some reason. I don't know. So I mean, it's probably going to be the new sentence is what we want to hone in on. I received the stamp that was in the envelope. So the stamp was in the envelope. It was after that job we moved to the current studio. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. I mean, I'm not really feeling anything here. I mean, there is, you could present the envelope and say, well, weren't you supposed to send it back? I mean, I guess it's that. I don't know. It seems kind of simple. And I feel like, haven't we used the red envelope like 8 times already? I don't know. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement. But, I mean, how exactly the evidence in the statement just now related? Well, if it said send the stamp, how did she get away with keeping the stamp? Please think the facts over for making accusations. I mean, it makes sense to me. I'm sorry that you're too stupid to figure it out. Came after she completed her first job. That makes it a letter who wanted a forgery made. I received the stamp. What do you mean you received it? You didn't use it because it was dangerous. Why did you receive it? Okay. Thanks to this commemorative stamp. Stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Disbanded soon after. She just say what I think she said? Magic Troop. Came after she completed her first job. That makes it a letter from her client. I mean, like, I don't really... I mean, yeah, okay, I get that the magic, it's gonna link into the original murder and everything 7 years ago, but, like, it just doesn't seem very relevant in the current situation. So I don't know why they're singling that out like it's supposed to mean anything. What does this say? Are you ready, Apollo? Ready for what? For what? For the troop! Because, I mean, like, I could, like, you know, I could see them being like, okay, like, you could present the evidence and establish which troop she wanted to see, but, like, who gives a shit? That doesn't seem very important. Handwritten signature. It says I can't read it. Seems kind of weird to write I can't read it on there. What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough you can read your own? Never thought of it that way. Do not open until the right time. I mean, there is a part of me that's like, maybe you like, because like, we could use some of this evidence to establish which troop it was, but like, how is that relevant right now? Like, it just seems like a weird jump in logic. Like, I understand that eventually the magic stuff is going to segue in, but like... Because, I mean, like, I can see a scenario where it's like, okay, you present this and you ask, hey, did the stamp look like this seal? And then she's going to say yes, and then we're going to be like, aha! We now know what troop it was! And it's like, that doesn't do anything, though. I mean, I just don't get why I can't ask what happened to the fucking stamp. Like, what stamp was used? Was this letter sent? Because, I mean, it was, because the enclosed envelope is not here anymore, right? Because enclosed would mean the envelope in this envelope. So the letter was sent, just with a different stamp. I'm just lost. I don't know. I don't know what they want from me. I mean, I guess I gotta try this magician shit. I'm gonna be kind of pissed if it's what they want. I don't think it's what they want, but like, I don't know what else to do. We gotta at least like... We just gotta start trying shit? Because I don't know, I'm just kind of like lost. Like, I don't know what they want from me. A picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. It's not really contradicting the other. I just like, I don't know what you want, game. I don't know what you want. I guess we could try the other magic ticket. That's so fucking dumb. It's not relevant. It's not a fucking contradiction. They're not a bunch. God, this game's so ass. Why is this trial so much worse than all the previous ones? Like, I thought I had high expectations and it's bad. The last trial's supposed to be good. Why is it bad? I see. Still have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter? Good question. Well, pretty stamps are always better, and you can't beat true gramarye. The whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? Gramarye. What's with Gavin? Might I ask just one question of this witness? In your testimony just now, you like, that should be a press. Like, it should be you press that line of dialogue, and then you say, hey, what magic troupe was it? And then it transitions into this? If that's what they want? Don't make me present evidence that doesn't have anything to do with what she's saying. You're not contradicting anything. You're not really building off. It's irrelevant information. Like, at this point in time, what was on the stamp does not matter in the slightest. And so us trying to present evidence to figure that out makes no fucking sense. On like a logical level. Your first work other than a painting. Please tell me, what exactly did you make? Can I ask what? No. Answer the question. Now. Prosecutor Gavin? You're usually not the one whose volume concerns me. Yes, it is unbecoming of me. I apologize. But I must know. Please, Miss Misham, tell me. It was a book. A single page in a book. A book? Please be more specific. It was a handwritten book. Like a diary. And it's like, God, it's just so stupid. Like, it's like they break their own rules just for the sake of, like, for no reason, because there's already an in-game way to transition into this that makes sense. Which is you press for more information. Or you could present it as, like, do you have an idea of what troop she could be referring to? Right? Like, you press it. She doesn't really want to answer, and the judge is like, do you have any idea of, like, you know, why do you think it's important? What's wrong with the prosecutor Gavin? It looks like he just saw a ghost. Ms. Misham, this book. Is there a picture of a silk hat on the back cover? Yes or no? How did you know? Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop badgering her. Also, can we object to this irrelevant line of questioning? He's told you nothing, has he? Your soiled, sullied mentor, nothing. Sullied? Who? Phoenix Wright. Who else? Like, it's just so clumsy the way this is done. He never told you about the trial 7 years ago, about how he came to lose his attorney's badge. It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know. A certain diary. On the back, it bore the mark of a silk hat. What? Phoenix Wright, tossed out on the profession of false evidence. Or tossed out of the profession by false evidence. And the forger who made that evidence. The girl standing right in front of me? Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in a trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drew Misham, you, to forge that evidence? For all of our sakes, who was it? I mean, presumably someone whose name rhymes with Avon. We only met, or wait, the other guy, because his last name's Gavin, right? They're both Gavins. What was the other guy was Christoph, and Gavin is Gavin. Gavin, what the fuck is your name? I can't look. I don't know. You click here. You don't exist. Clyde, yeah, okay. Your last name's a Gavin. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember your first name. I don't know why I remember Christoph, and I don't remember. I guess because they call him Christoph in the trial, whereas we never refer to Gavin as Clavier. We only met once. You met the client? Well, who was it? It was. That's another thing. It's also, I'm not entirely sure, because they say it's Phoenix who's supposed to have used fake evidence, right? But I'm presuming it's that he didn't know it was fake. Like, I mean, because the way they kind of phrased it here just a second ago made it sound like he lost the case because of false evidence. But I'm pretty sure it was that he used false evidence and lost the case. But I'm guessing it's going to be that he didn't know it was falsified, and maybe he got led to that information by Christoph. And then he presented it in court, Christoph was able to reveal it was fake, and then Phoenix lost the case. And then Phoenix beat himself up because he couldn't see through the fact that it was fake. What's going on with Vera? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again. What, is there something about me? I remember clearly. I remember who gave me the book, the diary. Who was it? Vera? Ah, she's been poisoned! The devil. Or the devil. Defendant Vera Misham, condition unconscious. Examiner's diagnosis, acute poisoning. A gasp. All because the judge wanted a recess. This ends the recording of the trial for the murder of Drew Misham. Vera Misham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant. The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life. Is currently in intensive care, not to be disturbed for any reason until the very end of the case. Very simple case at first glance, until it finally began to show its true colors. The long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. Oh man, the classic music. In some ways, that was the starting point of it all. And this is where we must go. To find the whole truth. Maybe this trial won't be ass. Because that was by far the worst part of the game, gameplay-wise. Okay, so it's like multiple trials in one. That's interesting. I mean, the trial can still, like, the episode can still be good overall, even if the gameplay is ass. But right now, it's way too early to judge. It's only a game of poker. Game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. By God, it's Dude. Well, seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Bro, I need... Who's talking? Oh yes, over a game of cards. That was how we first met. 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright's final trial. $9:27, man. We're kind of late. Okay, it's been a long time since I felt like such a rookie. This is neat. I'll admit, this is neat. Maybe that's why the trial suddenly turned ass, though, because it's like a throwback trial. It's like all the previous games, which were bad gameplay-wise. I mean, I don't really believe that they were bad, but in general, the first 3 trials of this game were so much more fair and like better about their prompts than the previous games, and then we get to this one or this trial and it's just like it's back on their old shit again. Gotta try and relax. Good morning, Mr. Ignamar. Sorry to have sprung on this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough! Actually, it wasn't, trust me. Morning, Daddy! Oh, I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? I am going to go to prison for the rest of my life. The old boy is here too to help me after all. That's a young man to you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks. My first show's today after all. Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about? Oh boy. Huh? Me? Look what he started. Here. What's this? It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little while longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To those who have supported me in my life's work, I give thanks. Farewell! I don't know, I just got it over in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. Okay, so that's supposed to be the falsified evidence? What the hell is this? Okay, so this is the Magnifi guy, presumably? Oh, so it's supposed to be pretending to be a suicide, then, I guess. Right, because it... Well, we can't look at the letter anymore, but it said it was his, and I guess that sounds like suicide a little bit. What's this, a memo for you or some such? Not from the looks of it. What is this? Looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later. Fate's clock will make me wait a little while longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me, I give thanks. Farewell. Fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. Yeah, I mean, I could see that being presented as a suicide note. All-important badge. Shows I'm an attorney. Phoenix. Say something. Phoenix. Each attorney's badge has a number engraved on the back. No 2 numbers are the same. Actually, I mean, plenty of numbers are the same. So if you drop it, people will know it was you. Better make sure I don't lose mine. Shot the clown too? What'd the clown do? Cause of death, single gunshot to the head. Estimated time of death, 11:11:30. Loss of blood from bullet wound. Malignant tumor confirmed in the victim's liver. Okay. So yeah, so I assume it's supposed to be that we're trying to that Phoenix argues that it's suicide. This gets revealed to be fake, and then we lose. Now, I kind of hoped the plan would be a little bit better than a small child gives Phoenix a piece of paper and then he decides to try and use it in a murder trial. Just seems a little sus. I'd probably want to verify it first, but you know, that's just me. We'll get through it somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy here. An easy win then, yes? They're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. Damn. I mean, he's not wrong, but... switching of attorneys just for the trial? I know it's a difficult situation I put you in. But allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes? They will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So do your best, but do not worry. First time a defendant's ever given me a pep speech. I'll do what I can. I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes, isn't that right, Trucy? Yup, you bet, Daddy. My first look at the case is only yesterday. The information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. Still, I'll do what I can, for their sake. I believe the curtains will be lifted any time now. I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. Client's is Shoddy Ignimar. He's a shady enigma. Known to the world as Zack Gramarye. A wildly popular magician, star of Troupe Gramarye. His mentor, Magnifie Gramarye, was a rare breed of magician. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage stage magic, until he was shot dead. And Zack Gramarye is the suspect. Okay, so he shot the guy. So he's the one who would have falsified the evidence, and then gave it to Trucy to give to us for reasons. Probably. Then either somehow he doesn't end up going to prison, lives as shady instead. And then eventually we kill his ass. Or if he gets his ass killed at the start of the game. And we don't kill him. Someone else does. Now I don't know how Kristoff is involved. It could be that Kristoff was involved in the forging of the evidence. Because now that I think about it, you know, they showed that it's Gavin you face off here, not Kristoff, which I'd kind of forgotten. At least presumably this is Gavin. This is young Gavin. Unless Kristoff is just a rocker. I can't remember. I thought it was Kristoff that it said he went up against, but I also seem to remember that it was Gavin that he went up against. I don't remember. Court is now in session for the trial of Shady Ignimar. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Is the prosecution ready? Because he does look a little, like, old to be Gavin. If this is supposed to be, like, you know, 7 years ago. I was just thinking, this is what all the fuss is about? Bit of a buzzkill, really. Buzzkill? Is this some kind of new crime? One of the worst. This is a trial, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? Gavin Ears concert's got 10 times the thrill this gig's got. Who are you again? Clavier Gavin. I came to get the party started. Legally, yeah? Gavin, defense attorney Kristoff Gavins. I figures my bro's more famous in this part of town. Clavier Gavin. Lead singer for the mega hit band The Gavin Ears. You're out of your league, Rocky boy. I know what you're thinking. You're out of your league, Rocky boy. Bah! True, my debut single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. That's just a hobby to me compared to this, yeah? Talkative, aren't you? I like your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. Is that what that is? I'm just getting warmed up, her attorney, right? Perhaps you can be so kind as to fill us in on the case. Judge, aren't you supposed to read it on the case before you take it? No! I'm lost. I'm just here to execute people. Somebody's got to die tonight. Chung baby, time to call on the opening act. What was his name again? Ah, yes, Detective Gumshoe. Hit it. Is it really the detective? It is. I mean, this is nice fan service. And you are. Hey, you're the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct. Well, okay, actually, I don't work there anymore, but I just kind of stand outside and pretend that I work there still, because I can't really let them see me, or else they'll escort me off the premises again, and after that's happened to you a few dozen times, it gets a little embarrassing. Detective Gumshoe, long time no see. Hey, you! Huh? Me? Today's the day, pal. The day I win and you lose. Oh my god, he's right though. Kind of. Well, we're right, but he's also right. I got confidence in my testimony today, see? What, you normally lack confidence in your testimony? Hey, detective, this is my stage. Can the antics. Huh? All this hey youing and such. I could care less about your history together. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, if you would. Please tell us about the case at hand. Happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital, the only hospital in the entire country, the general one. The facts are as simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient asleep in a hospital bed. The killer comes in, puts a pistol to his forehead, and bam! Lights out. Them's the facts. Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifi Gramarye, was a famous man. He had the entire country under his magical spell, as it were. Yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifi to one of my generation, and you'd be lucky to get a blank stare. Yes, I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Troop Gramarye has made quite a name for themselves as murderers. Anyhow, the retired Magnifi's been in the hospital for last year. What was it? A mal ignorant tutor, something? Doing something to his liver? They took that out of me after my last alcohol incident, so I don't really know what that is. A malignant tumor, perhaps. In other words, he had liver cancer. He had only 3 months to live, in fact. Facts do seem simple enough, but something's not right. The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? I wouldn't have put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. Why make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die? Incidentally, the victim had a serious case of diabetes. Diabetes? In fact, he was about to shoot up with insulin. When he was shot with a pistol, the syringe was found at the crime scene. Chronic diabetes and cancer? Much as it pains me to say it. The victim was clearly at the end of his life. So presumably there was something with the will that dude didn't like, that's why he killed him? So maybe they also forged the will? Like, change it? I guess it was all going to be left to Valant instead of Shoddy? Something like that? I believe the question for us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have? Very well, detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting? Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question. I didn't really get to read it because it progressed by itself. I didn't get to finish reading it. My beloved student Zach, to you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th, 11:05 p.m. Oh, this is probably what's in our envelope. Come on the in the present day. Come on the 13th, 11:05 p.m. I will ready a gun, with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. So this is probably like a falsified version, and the one we have is the original, or vice versa. But probably this is the fake one. It's at 11:05. He was killed in 11:30. Less than 10 swift minutes remain. Only less than 10 swift minutes remain. $11:05 is such a weird time. Very unusual, indeed. Although, could such a thing as a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder? I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter. Ah, you cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Detective Gumshoe, who writes like this? Why are they so ominous? Can you explain this to the court? Unfortunately, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Why have him come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil's in the details, Sir Attorney. Well, was there some reason? I mean, I guess something to do with the insulin? Or like there was something that was supposed to happen at 11? Like that was his appointed insulin time? I don't know. As it turns out, there was. Every night for a half hour starting at 11, the victim, Magnifi Gramry, was given an IV. An IV? There it is in the picture off to the side of the bed. At 11, a doctor would come to set up the IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. It happened every night without fail. That was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption. Well, there was also 11:06, 11:07, 11:08, 11:09, 11:10, 11:11, 11:12, 11:13, 11:14. I mean, you get the point. Everything is IV. Very well, shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would. Should the joke be that I just call him Apollo during this section because they're the same person to me? What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? He could have at least mentioned it to me. What? A defendant not giving vital information, making it much more easy and likely that they end up going in prison forever? That just seems highly unusual. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. Just because he got the letter doesn't mean he went through with it. Oh, I disagree. The victim was indeed shot in the forehead after all, just as he had commanded. Could be a setup. Let's not be in such a hurry. Maybe we should let the witness talk for a change. You're the one who interrupted him. Thanks, pal. Fine, I can play it slow as well as play it fast. On with the testimony, Detective Gumshoe. And this letter was sent by the victim. There it is, gotcha! You're all mine this time, pal. Huh? I had the handwriting checked on it. Of course it's the victim's, no mistake. I see. But I feel like, I guess that doesn't, we can't, like that doesn't really mean anything though, right? Because presumably it's going to be that her forgery is so good that it's the exact same handwriting. Score one for the boys. I didn't lose, I was just ascertaining the facts. Why am I so annoyed? That's how I feel all the time, Apollo. Yep, that's your new name. But a letter ordering your own death. Things aren't what they used to be, I guess. I'm not sure this is exactly commonplace even now, Your Honor. So anyway, guess I'll keep going while I'm ahead. Hello, you're being pressed. I am pressing you. You have been pressed. How can you be so sure? Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cranking. You fail to grasp the concept of questioning, Detective. First, we got this here letter. It says, shoot in the forehead, loud and clear. Well, it doesn't really say it loud because it's a letter, and letters don't talk. At least they're not supposed to. That's what my doctor says. I can see that, but I still wouldn't do it. Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal. You fail to grasp the concept of shooting people as bad, Detective. I also found the defendant's pistol at the scene. Traces of gunpowder residue shows it had been fired recently. Well, Mr. Wright? As far as I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecution's claim. The photo. Maybe there's something in there I can use. Well, I mean, there's the teddy bear. So they're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead. I think there's a hole. Well, I wouldn't say clearly he shot something else. Well, he shot something in addition, would be the way I put it. Because something else implies exclusivity. And the dude did get shot, so... Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me. Yeah? What does the letter tell us? The defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes. Bingo, pal! That's why the defendant popped him one in the forehead. The defense disagrees. The defendant had another choice he could make. I mean, I don't think you could really argue that shooting the doll in the head is it supposed to be a doll of him. I mean, not really. He's a clown. He just plays one on TV. Like, I don't think that would be fulfilling the essence of the letter. Okay, it does say one shot. I guess it doesn't say shoot me in the forehead. I guess you could argue that he's fulfilling the essence of the letter by shooting the doll. What, and you can prove that with a photograph? I can prove you had a choice, yes. The defendant might have fired like he was ordered. Well, he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. So, like, in this same case, they were like, hey, find this man's sweat stains that show up in a shadow of a shadow for 4 seconds, and then they're like, hey, can you see the hole in the thing's head? Like, there's gotta be some middle ground here between fucking impossible and, like, does this need to be a question? The clown doll, take a closer look, see? It's been shot in the forehead, too. There's a hole in his forehead. And in the bottom of the sea. Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim. And I suppose you'd have a reason as to why you'd shoot the clown doll? He didn't just shoot the doll. He shot the doll's forehead. His forehead? Ah, the cursed word. Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead. Which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. This has raised an intriguing possibility. Granted, at the same time, considering the defendant hasn't said this, I feel like it's irrelevant, right? Like, in theory, the defendant would just, you know, say their testimony and say that I shot the clown doll in the forehead, I didn't shoot the guy. That would be what a sensible person would do, if that's really what happened. And the fact they're not saying that's what they did, then you're probably just making shit up. And a hole in the clown's forehead. Devil looks like it was shot. Bailiff, send someone to investigate this matter. And give me some snackos. The vintage edition. I admit I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim. It kind of seems like it could be like a single shot gun, potentially. Since it's kind of like a stage show gun. Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead as ordered. The letter says nothing about whose forehead. That was the only way he had to follow his orders without taking a life. Bullet hole in the clown's forehead does demand an explanation. It might yet very well be a clue. Yeah, Prosecutor Gavin is right. So, I mean, I guess that could relate to this whole, will make me wait a little while longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. Okay, maybe he sent this letter to multiple? Like, he sent this letter to Valant as well? And it was... like, maybe he had Zach come first, and then Valant was supposed to come and have, like, the same test to see if he would shoot him in the head? And so he's like, well, Zach passed, but maybe Valant will blast my ass? Could be that's what he's going for? It might very well be a clue. Yet Prosecutor Gavin is right. Like, maybe he had no faith in Valant to figure out the ruse or something, so that's why he was assured that it was going to kill him. Assuming the, you know, just for the sake of the argument, we're going to assume the letter's legitimate for now. It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. Cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim, but, I mean, presumably it's also fake, right? Because it is a diary page and it's handwritten. Whereas this isn't really... this isn't a diary page. This is a, you know, card stock. So this wouldn't have been what was, what'd you call it? Forged? Like, if one of them is forged, it would be more likely to be the notebook page. But it doesn't necessarily have to be forged. There could be another notebook page that's forged elsewhere that hasn't been introduced, and they just want us to assume this one's the one that's forged. You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim. So sorry, Mr. Ryan. How sad is it to see the mighty fall? How sad is it to see the novice's overconfidence? He doesn't realize just how big this little hole is going to get. Detective Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony. So what if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim, pal. So let me get this straight. You're saying my clients first shot the clown, then shot the victim? Hey, not a bad summary, pal. More of a confirmation than a summary, but whatever. That was really more of a confirmation than a summary. Our defense attorney seems pleased enough with himself. These people ever miss a chance to mock me? No. But now that Mr. Wright's gotten that out of his system, shall we continue with this testimony? I didn't have time to gather all the details before coming in here. This testimony might be my only source of information. Better pay attention and read this letter carefully. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. Wait, did we ever press this one? Why are you so certain? What pile of sand has your head been stuck in all this time, pal? You never heard of Zach and Valant's quick draw shoot 'em? Huh? One of the defendant's specialties. Oh, there's a chickadee. There's maybe potentially Lammy Roar. I don't know. It doesn't really. I mean, I guess it kind of looks like her. I don't know. Zach and Valant stand on either side of a girl. Then they shoot, but the bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This is one of the pistols they use in their show. Got a great design, huh? Kids love it. Many boys and girls join the police because of that pistol, I hear. But it's only got one shot. You know, that'll explain a lot about the police force. Troop Gregory stopped doing that act a while ago. Old man held on to that pistol ever since. He still shot the victim, pal. One shot. Okay, it does say one shot. Well, this doesn't necessarily mean the gun only had one shot, but... But yeah, I think that's what they're going for. Excuse me? It said he was only gonna shoot the one time. So if he shot both, he shot twice. That means he broke the freaking thing. Bro, God, why are it is. It's like they purposely made the trial ass as a throwback to how the games used to be bad. That's the only explanation. I mean, how is that not the contradiction? Because, I mean, they tell me to use the letter. Sent a letter. Shot the old man in the forehead. Oh, wait. Did we press this one? Because it kind of, like, skipped ahead in the testimony. You mean this pistol, the one in the crime scene photo? As to one. Funny-looking guns, there's no mistaking it. We compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull with the bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks in the bullet were a perfect match. So you verified the murder weapon, in other words? You bet we did. Or like to see the pistol in question. Okay. So now maybe it's going to get added. You got it, sir. Here she is. Well, this truly is a blast from the past. It's a stage pistol for magic shows, see? But it can fire real bullets. Looks so much bigger than in real life on TV. Yeah, but can only hold one round. Oh my god. So it was just... Why did it skip ahead in the testimony? None others have ever done that. When they add new information, they never add a new line and then skip ahead of everything else. Because I just thought we had already pressed this one. Because it's like whenever there's new stuff is added, it's always like immediately right next to whatever you just pressed, or it replaces what you just pressed. It doesn't like make you skip over everything else. You have to go back. By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty, and it shows traces have been fired recently. I still think the letter could work though, because it does say one shot. So if he fired both of them, he would be breaking the essence of the letter. Are there any fingerprints found on the gun? Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. We might say that a lack of fingerprints is in fact a fingerprint of its own. Intriguing point. Well made. No, it's a stupid point. Not well made, not intriguing. You could make that argument that, well, since there's no fingerprints, it could be anybody's fingerprints. That's basically what he's saying, which is like dumb. My grandchild would get a kick out of seeing this. It's like, because we didn't find the judge's fingerprints, it means it could be the judge. Okay. Well, no, go back. But yeah, I just assumed we'd pressed everything already and they weren't giving us the gun. So that's why you had to use the letter. Because, I mean, the letter, at least, I kind of like in a way, because it's a bit... like, it's slightly less obvious, but still fits the criteria of being a contradiction. But yeah, let's present the pistol. Are you out of your fucking mind? Did I do the wrong sentence? I better have been on the wrong fucking sentence. I was on the wrong sentence. Okay. I'm not mad about that, but we will now end the video and I probably won't ever play this game again. So, yeah. Goodbye.